So let's begin with chapter 4, ethics, integrity, and fairness. We are going to be looking at, in this chapter, we're going to explore some concepts, and we're going to give some examples on these concepts. And basically, you have to understand why certain actions are being taken. Are we taking these actions, or are we doing this good because we have to, or are we doing this good thing because we want to? And there is a lot of discussion on this, philosophically speaking. So, for example, if you go back to Aristotle, in Arabic, Aristo, one of the philosophers, he says, it doesn't matter what was your intention as long as that good thing has been done. So if you do something good, you will be rewarded for it. Did you intend to do something good? No, I intended to hurt that person, but somehow it ended up being good for him. So Aristotle basically says it doesn't matter what your initial intention was. As long as that good thing happened, you are considered to be a good person. Of course, philosophically, you have a few other people who disagree with this. So an example of that is John Locke, who is an English philosopher who lived in the 70s. John Locke says, well, no, you need to reward people based on their intentions. And if the intention was to do something good and the result was something good, that's when we consider that person to be a good person. So this separation is very important, and it's given regulators a lot of headaches. If you remember yesterday, we studied the principle-based approach and the rules-based approach to regulation. And we said one is based on strict rules that you have to follow to the letter, and the other one is based on your principles and morals. It comes back now here. Why are we following these? Why are we doing this good thing? Here's a quick example. Let's say cleaning the streets. Some banks, sometimes they want to do some corporate social responsibility. They want to help the society that they're in. They send some of the employees probably on a weekday or a weekend, and everybody is wearing a shirt with the name of the bank on the shirt, and they're cleaning up the streets. Obviously, that's a good thing to do. You are contributing your spare time to help the society. But why is the bank doing it? Is the bank doing it because they intentionally want to clean their city? Or is the bank doing it because they want the PR photos and the newspaper articles and to add it in their advertising and to make some promotions out of it? So that differs. Would you consider the bank as ethical if the bank was actually only cleaning the streets because they want to get some PR points, they want to get some new customers, they want to show the people that they want to help? Or is the bank actually trying to clean and help the society? Well, according to Mr. Osama, the bank is doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their self-interest. They're doing it for selfish reasons. So here we have to separate ethics from compliance. And we don't mean compliance by the compliance department. We mean compliance because we have to. Basically, are we doing good because we want to, and that's ethics? Or are we doing good because we have to, and that's compliance? And to understand, because this is questioned. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of this chapter, if you see the number of questions, 19, all chapters are almost between 18 and 22 questions. Most of these questions in this chapter are going to be in a way, philosophical if you're taking the exam. The ability to distinguish between doing good, not doing well. Doing well is succeeding in something. Doing good means doing charity, doing benefiting other humans. Are you doing good because you want to or because you have to? Another example might be to help you understand the concept. Another example might be you walking down the street and you find in a wallet. So what are the possible actions for you to take? I'm not asking if the good or the bad actions, the possible actions. So one action would be open the wallet, see the ID card, take it to the police station, let them call the owner, he gets his wallet back, and you sacrifice the money. Another option would be looking for credit cards or other sort of identity, go to the bank and give them the wallet. One action would be do nothing. You found it in the street, it's not your problem. Somebody wasn't careless enough. Obviously, he doesn't care about his money. Obviously, he's a very rich person. For him to walk down the street and drop in his wallet like he's reckless, and it's not your problem. Now you found it, finders keepers. You're going to take the money. Or you can be very nice and take the money, but keep the wallet on the street. So obviously, he will get back his ID and his credit card, but as a way of teaching him a lesson, you are going to take his money, right? Teaching him his lesson. Or you might actually feel, whether because you were raised that way with your parents, or you were taught in some sort of educational facility, or because of the society you live in, or because of your religion, or because of a certain person that you respect very much, you might say, okay, what should I do? It seems like the best thing to do is to take the wallet to the police station so that the right owner will get it. Well, yes, you're doing it because you think that's the right thing to do. You're doing it because your principles are telling you that's the right thing to do. You're doing it because of the golden principle, which is do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Would you like people to treat you with respect? Would you like people to give you back your wallet in case you lost your wallet? Good then. Do to them what you want them to do to you. And that's ethics. When you are making a decision, you are basing it based on certain principles that you have gotten, certain human principles, certain morals. You take back the wallet to the police station and they give it to the right person. Or you can decide, you sit and think and say, well, if I keep that wallet with the money, I know that most of these cities have some cameras. So, or maybe this is a test. Maybe there is a hidden camera somewhere. It's a TV show. They're going to jump in and laugh at me. Or maybe someone is watching me. Maybe the owner is watching me. Or maybe there is a police car in the corner and they're looking to see what I'm going to do. You know what? Let me take this wallet to the police station so that they can give it to the original owner. Now, the outcome is the same result. The wallet goes back to the police station. But it went back not because you thought that's the right thing to do. It went back because you were afraid. You were afraid that someone would catch you. You were afraid that you might go to jail. You might be afraid that there might be a TV show, a camera behind the wall filming you and then laughing at you and then telling everyone. So, in the first scenario, you took it because you thought that's the right thing to do. Principles. And the second situation, you took it because you were afraid, because the law says you need to take it to the police station. Because if you're caught, you might be punished. So, even though we have different results, the very same, the basis, the foundation of why I took that result, they're different. So, and this is a philosophical question. You'll never get the right answer, to be honest. Now, the reason why we're giving you these examples, because this whole chapter is all about ethics. It's just talk. Again, Aristotle says it doesn't matter. As long as you deliver the wallet to the police station, you've done well. Thank you very much. You're a good person. John Locke, of course, you're not going to be questioned on Aristotle and John Locke in this exam. This is not a philosophy degree, right? But if you are interested in these sorts of discussions, these are the Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. They ask questions that they might seem that there are no answers to them. And they really make you think. Sometimes you'll be sitting and thinking, wait, that question that a man asked thousands of years ago, and there is still no answer to it. At the time when there was a completely different society and completely different region, these questions still apply to us. So Aristotle says, it doesn't matter what you do, you've delivered the wallet, you're a good person, you deserve an award. John Locke in the 70s says, no. Why did you deliver that wallet? Well, I don't want to go to jail. Then technically we can't consider you to be an ethical person because you didn't do it because you have ethics. You did it because you are worried that you might be punished because of it. So these are the difference between ethics and compliance. And the very difference between these two, and in this chapter, is going to be questioned heavily. We can always link it back to what we studied yesterday in chapter 1, and that's the difference between the principle-based approach to regulation and the rules-based approach to regulation. In the principle-based, the regulator is hoping, of course, uselessly, but it's hoping that you as a company, as a financial institution, that you would put your client first, and then you would think about what's good first before you think about the company. That you would base, as a financial institution, you would base your decision about what's good. And you would analyze the law and understand that the regulator is trying to protect the investor and to ensure that the market has integrity. Understanding that the regulator would hope that you're going to make your decisions to fall within that framework. Obviously, actions of these companies have proven the opposite, right? Whereas in the rules-based approach, if we come back to compliance, in the rules-based approach, the regulator knows if the regulator doesn't threaten you, you won't do it. If the police didn't have a law that says, if you find a wallet, send it to the police station. If there is no law, I mean, let's say you're walking down the street and you saw the wallet, and then you open the regulator's rule book, and then you're going through the rule book under the wallet section, and then you look for lost wallet. There is nothing here about lost wallets. The regulator didn't say anything about lost wallets. It's not my problem. You put the wallet in your pocket and you move. Technically, you didn't break any rules. You are still compliant with the regulator's recommendations. But if that regulator was using the ethical side, the principle-based, you have broken the rule. And this is the difference between them, the difference between ethics and compliance, the difference between principle-based and rules-based. I've spoken so much about this because it's heavily questioned in the exam for those of you who are taking the exam. So, the difference between ethics and compliance. Ethics is based on preventing something from happening. Compliance is on detecting something from happening. Ethics is based on your principles. You are returning the wallet to the police station because it's the good thing to do. Rules-based is, compliance is based on rules. I am returning the wallet to the police station because there is a rule that says if I don't, I will be jailed. That's why I'm returning it. Ethics is driven by my values that I've learned throughout the years, through my career, through my parents, through my teachers. Compliance is driven by fear, the fear that if I don't deliver that wallet, I will be breaking the rule and I will go to jail. Ethics is implicit. Implicit means it's inside of you. It's something that you learn without being clear. If I tell you that, why would you take that wallet to the police station? You would say that's a good thing to do. Well, where did you learn that? Well, I don't know. Who taught you that? Well, was it my father or my mother? Was it a school? Well, you can't really go back clearly where you learn that, but you know because it's inside of you. And that's ethics. It's implicit. In Arabic, ضمني. Compliance is explicit. Explicit means clear, واضح, straightforward. Explicit means it's outside of you. Compliance is something that's outside of you. It's a rule that you have to comply with. Compliance is explicit and it's very clear. If you find a wallet, you have to return it to the police station. Done. You have to follow that. And if you don't, you will be punished. Ethics, you have to follow the spirit of the law. Even though, let's say, the regulation didn't say anything about wallets. You open the regulator's rule book, there is nothing about wallets, lost wallets. But there is something about returning stuff that you find to the police station. Although it doesn't specify wallets, it doesn't specify money, and it doesn't specify finding it in the street, you understand from the rule book that the regulator is trying to help people who have lost their assets get them back. You understand the spirit of the law. Whereas if you're opening the rule book and there is no rule on wallets because you follow the rule book by letter, you're not going to return that wallet, because if you keep it, that's completely fine. You're not breaking the rule. If somebody asks you, you said, fine, show me in the constitution or in the rule book on the regulation, show me where, or the code of conduct, show me where it says that I have to return a wallet. Ethics, discretionary, means it's your choice. You choose to be a good person or you choose to be a bad person. That's your choice. Compliance is mandatory. I mean, the police or the regulator is not giving you a choice. Do you want to comply or no? No. You have to comply with the rules. One last reminder, you are going to be heavily questioned on the difference between ethics and compliance and the difference between principle-based and rules-based in chapter 1.